Surprise, in shock, maximum lethal force, and objectives secured with speed. That is what could be expected if Russia's military launches a new invasion of Ukraine, according to a well-regarded defense and security expert. There is still no certainty that Russian President Vladimir Putin will opt for new military action, but Britain, the United States, and other NATO allies appear increasingly concerned that hostilities are more likely than a negotiated solution to the crisis. Right now, he holds all the cards. I think he absolutely will do it, one Western military officer, who has been analyzing the situation, said. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has accused the West of inciting panic with their warnings of an imminent invasion, yet the reality on the ground is hard to ignore, unless it really is a highly elaborate bluff. A mobilization of Russian troops and weaponry around Ukraine's borders has continued to expand, now numbering some 130,000 military personnel, despite condemnation by Western allies, and pressure on the Kremlin to draw down. In one of the surest indicators, the Russian military is preparing to attack, rather than simply conducting training exercises, the Reuters news agency reported that supplies of blood and other medical materials to treat casualties were forming part of the Russian buildup. President Putin has consistently denied any plans to launch a further invasion of Ukraine, though he had also denied any involvement in Russia's annexation of Crimea in 2014, until it was a fait accompli. He has instead, this time, accused NATO of posing a security threat to Russia, while issuing demands to allies to pull all NATO troops out of Eastern and Central European countries that were once in the then Soviet Union's sphere of influence. General Yulia Laputina said, although the situation is very serious now, Ukraine's army has learned to cope with Russia through experience. Thousands of volunteers have entered intense training for the Ukrainian military recently, as Russia built up troops at the border. Meanwhile, the UK is considering doubling the troops it will deploy to Eastern Europe in a bid to bolster NATO's response to the standoff. Boris Johnson said, the offer of more troops would send a clear message to the Kremlin that the UK will not tolerate their destabilizing activity, adding that an invasion would be a tragedy. There is a real threat of Russia invading Ukraine, Foreign Secretary Liz Truss has warned, but it is very unlikely British soldiers would be deployed to fight in any conflict. Instead, she said, the UK was sending weapons to Ukraine and strengthening its sanction system so oligarchs close to the Kremlin had nowhere to hide. Stay tuned for the latest news.